Hi. Okay, so short update on a little bit about Doreen Virtue. So short update on my mom. The occupational therapist came here yesterday, and she was extremely honest. And after she left, my mom said, well, you could see in her face that there was really not too much that can be done for me. Thank God this lady, just broke my heart. This beautiful young woman with a huge diamond on her hand, said, well, we'll build up your core and we'll try to, build your muscle strength in your back to help you stand up, but, and your arm strength so that you can, use the sit to stand, but, she didn't really make promises that we're not able to keep, like the physical therapist who will be here shortly. So my mom definitely got the message. Thank God for that. Sad, but thank God for that, if you know what I mean. Okay, so let me preface these comments with this. I have a 4-year degree in legal studies, and while I was in sophomore and junior and about 8 months after graduation, I clerked for one of my professors and her father in their law practice in a work-study internship deal. We had to do an internship with legal studies. So I did a lot of time researching cases, researching precedents, which means when did a case or a certain specific of a case, when did that judgment come down? Because in the lower court, most of the time, judges just go with the precedent that's a precedent that's already set. They don't like to do new, they don't like to make new decisions on their own. That usually goes to the appellate court. So, we were mostly dealing with the lower court, though she did a little in the appellate court. So it was very, it was really, before she took a case, I would have to do the research to find out who and what judges have seen cases like this, and did they go with the precedent? Did they make some changes because of the circumstances of the individual case? Anyway, you get the idea. So I'm very up on or skilled in or have developed what they, the law as it's written, and then the perception of it and the interpretation. Okay, very important word, how that law is interpreted by that judge, okay, or that state's attorney that's prosecuting that case. Okay, so I have, the recent Doreen Virtue, everything cards and angels is evil and has to do with the devil, and I renounce all my cards and all that, I feel sorry for her. I still love my Doreen Virtue cards. I have angel cards, I have Jesus cards. So, I look at them as mine. However, and then recently I saw Pamela Aaralyn do a live Q&A. And what made me look was the heading of it was Dolores Cannon and, past life regression, QHHT. And in that video, someone asked a question, and her answer was, that past life regression and quantum healing basically does nothing for anybody, and it's basically a waste of time. She threw all of us practitioners underneath the bus. And Dolores Cannon. And then she went on to say that the Akashic records don't exist, which I paid $800 for a class for the Akasha and the Concordant, and was certified by Pamela. And as well as Doreen Virtue has also certified people in card reading, in this and that and the other. Now, here's my question. I'm not judging anybody, but I'm just looking at it from a legal perspective. A legal, here's the deal. In the state of California, when Volkswagen sold cars that they knowingly knew and altered the computer so that they would pass admissions. When it came out that those cars were no longer able to be driven in California, those people had paid for those cars and or were paying for those cars that they could not drive. Now, there's such a thing as agency agreement and there's certain thing as contract law. So within a contract, an agency agreement, I go into a car dealer, I buy a car with the intention of driving it. The person who makes the car and gives me the car, sells me the car, we sign a contract that says, I'm buying a car that I can drive. When that car become no longer able to drive, you are now in breach of contract. You owe me my money back. Anytime one party breaches a contract, the other one is owed back the money and damages in many cases, depending on what the circumstances are. So here's my legal question. You know, everyone is talking about, oh, don't judge her, don't judge them, you know, love them. Yes, I love them. You know, I love the card reading. I love cards. You know, I don't feel they're evil. However, if you say your cards are no longer any good and that you were under the influence of, you know, some evil demon or whatever the case may be, or they're evil, or it's a way to bring in evil, however she wants to say it. And if you sell classes and certify people and, you know, and then you say, oh, it doesn't exist. Like Pamela did, it doesn't exist. Well, then, damn it, you owe me all my money back because you, in good faith, or so I thought, sold me something and certified me in a modality that you were teaching that give me the ability to share it with other people for either just information purposes or as an income. You have now taken away my income and you have now done me and all my clients that I use that information to damage. Do you understand? I don't want to be harsh here, but the facts are the facts, and we live in the 3D. And you can't just go around saying, oh, I don't believe in it anymore. Too bad for you. My certifications mean nothing now. Sucks to be you. I just spent your money and go on with my life. No. You know, you can love them. You can, support them in their life, in their journey. However, you know, you work for that money. I personally want my money back. And I think there should be some kind of lawsuit that says, hey, you know, even though you're all spiritual and you're all this and you're all that, you live in the 3D and you entered into a 3D business contract with people, which you conveniently just said, I don't want to have any part of anymore. So, oh, well, don't work like that. Doesn't work like that. And so if you want to watch Pamela's video, it's on her YouTube. And I believe it's the second one in, and you can't miss it. It has to do with, the title is something Dolores Cannon. And, you know, I'm like, you know, dumbfounded as to, you know, why these people think that they can just say, I made a contract with you, I take it back, and you know what, oh well, and not be legally and financially responsible for their action. Sorry, that's the way I feel. So anyway, have a good day. Bye.